twist in the tale. German officials say the main suspect in the case, Christian Bruckner, cannot be brought to Britain for trial because of Brexit and Germany's constitution. Now, the Metropolitan Police is still pushing for answers, but critics are now asking whether justice has hit this legal dead end. Let's now speak with the news reporter, Joe Wheeler. Joe, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have your company. A case that you've been very, very closely linked to over the years, and here we go again, another dramatic twist.
Well, absolutely. As you say, here we go again. But do we? You know, what evidence is there against Bruckner? I mean, absolutely nothing. No forensic evidence whatsoever, circumstantial only. Yeah. And that can be applied to numerous people in the area at the time. Like you mentioned, you know, I was there back then. I was living in Praia de Luz. The night that Maddie went missing, I know that a lot of my friends were out searching. I probably would have been too. I'd just had a very bad horse riding accident, so I didn't really know that much about it until the following day. And at that point, I did become very involved in it. And obviously, you know, everybody's looking for a small girl. Everybody's looking for a suspect. Everybody's looking for a solution. Everybody's hoping to find her alive. That didn't happen. And now, almost 20 years later, we're doing the same thing. Now, Christian Bruckner, yeah, he popped up a few years ago. It was doubtless that he was in the area, doubtless also that he used his mobile phone in the area. And there was some investigation close to the Barragem, which is the reservoir close to Portugal, close to that area of Portugal, which is a massive body of water. I mean, huge. It was dredged. Divers went down. And the police believed at some point they'd found an area where Christian Bruckner had been camping. There was evidence he'd been there, and some kinds of shrines maybe with flowers, but nothing specific, and never over the last few years. They were hoping to charge him with something before he left jail, and that didn't happen. It hasn't happened since. And so all this idea that he can't be extradited to Britain, I mean, if the British police have evidence, you know, literal forensic evidence that he's linked to Maddie, why not share it with the German police where he can be tried, or Portugal, again, where he can be tried?
You know, Joe, it's so haunting listening to your voice. I remember you reporting on this case at the time and seeing the pictures of Maddie on our screens now and hearing your voice. It just brings that whole era back. It's a case that's captivated us for so many years, Joe Wheeler. Is this the point here? Perhaps even forlornly, the family, the public are still desperate for answers.
Well, of course, everybody's desperate for answers. I can tell you, Martin, you know, without a doubt, this was the most overshadowing event of my life and my children's lives. They were all young at the time. We lived this free and carefree life in Portugal. You know, we lived in a villa that we were renovating. The doors were open at night. We did have a couple of big dogs. But you know what I mean? It was the paradise that everybody looks for. And suddenly that changed overnight with the realization that somebody was in our midst who might take a child. And in fact, within the investigation at that time, it turned out there was something like 135 British paedophiles in the area. So actually, we were better advised to keep the doors shut. But, you know, you don't know that until you find out. But Christian Bruckner, he was a latecomer to the entire scene. And whilst he's done absolutely horrendous things, and I don't deny that, and he deserved to be in prison for them and possibly deserved to serve, you know, future sentences. But what is his link to Maddie? If nobody can tell us, then where is the case?
Joe Wheeler, fantastic reporting as ever. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. Truly appreciate your time. It's great to see you looking so well. Thank you, Joe Wheeler.